What's up, YouTube? This is Illuminated Mike, Incorporated Mike, I guess, but that's my real handle is Illuminated Mike. I haven't made a video in a long time. I really wanted to do a lot more on this page, this account, but things haven't worked out. I was gonna start working on my podcast too. I haven't found a location to do that, because I don't want to use my apartment or my friend's apartment, whichever, right? I'm planning on doing the podcast. I just also plan on like doing tutorial videos for, gentlemen, sampling alcohol, certain types of alcohol. I'm joining a subscription here soon to get like really expensive whiskey and shit. Also, I want to try Yellow Wolf's whiskey, which is pretty goddamn expensive too. But I love Yellow Wolf. Talking about underrated rappers, man. Fuck. I am currently in Seattle and on Capitol Hill right now. I'm at this place called the Hudson House. It's okay. There's a lot of problems in this area. I missed Seattle when I was in Indiana, which I wasn't in Indiana for very long. I was in Indiana for like 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, whatever. Probably another half week it took me to get here on a fucking Greyhound, which don't go Greyhound. Sorry about that, people, by the way. That's embarrassing. Don't go Greyhound. Waste of money, waste of time. Fucking, it costs more money to afford food and shit on there. You might as well just fly, man, or fucking take a train. Amtrak is fucking fantastic, dude. I haven't got my PlayStation 4 back. I plan on also doing gaming videos here as soon as I figure out how, because we don't have Wi-Fi at this current time. I don't know if I want to pay for it or not. If I do, I want to get one of those expensive Wi-Fi things. You can hook it up in like 4 different rooms. It's like $499, so not counting the hookup price. So I don't know if I want to do that, but because it's a studio. Because fuck, it's expensive to live in Seattle. Believe that. Food, pop is twice as expensive in Seattle as anywhere else that you're gonna live. Period. Because there's a tax on it. I'm going to get LASIK here soon, or at least I'm gonna see if I qualify. I gotta go to Bellevue for that shit. If I do, I'm gonna try, because for a while, a short time in my life, I did some MMA, and I did some minor league professional wrestling, and I wouldn't mind going back to that. You can wrestle with contacts, but most people don't suggest it, because like if you get punched, that shit goes into your eye, man. Your career's over. And, you're going to want it to be over, because you may never see correctly ever again. Ever again. So, yeah. I've been debating on, like, a gimmick. I really like AEW and their guys, and I liked New Japan and their guys before them. Like the Bullet Club and shit, and the Elite. And I really love Cody Rhodes' American Nightmare. I really wish I would have thought about that one. It's simple, but or Marty Scurll. Wow, dude, so good. I mean, most good gimmicks are taken. But, I mean, and Bray Wyatt, I gotta say something about Bray Wyatt. The fact that they're having Seth Rollins' bitch ass win over him. And not only was it a win, it was a clean win over Bray Wyatt. The guy's like superhuman, right? He's like Braun Strowman superhuman. And they did the same shit to him. Like, no wonder no one wants to watch WWE anymore, man. Get a clue. Like, back in the day when I was watching, right? Like, I still watch WWE, but not like I used to. I mainly watch highlights and shit on YouTube. I don't even really like to watch the shows most of the time anymore. Even if it's on Hulu or whatever, I barely watch. I'd rather watch like documentaries on serial killers or Masterminds, Canadian show about heist jobs and con artists, American greed, stuff like that. Fascinating shit. The Bernie Madoffs of the world, I guess. I don't know. I barely watch it anymore. I just feel like wrestling has been dumbed down for people today. Like, the greatest people in wrestling today aren't who they should be. Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin was a very great talent. Don't get me wrong. He had a great gimmick. He got to beat up on his boss. Who doesn't want to do that? The issue wasn't his gimmick. The issue was his talent, and he really didn't have any. And I love The Rock. I love Dwayne Johnson as an actor, but let's be honest, the motherfucker can't wrestle either. His whole family, the most talented people in his family, don't get noticed. Like, the most talented people in his family, I would say, are the Usos, without question. Without question. The Usos, man. Let's be real. There's just so many garbage wrestlers today. Like, the best wrestler in the world today, without a doubt, is probably Kenny Omega. But then you gotta consider AJ Styles, and Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Kevin Owens, or Kevin Steen. That's what he should be called. Tyler Black is garbage, man. Like, I mean, he's entertaining, but he runs his mouth, and he's not very good. If he wasn't sucking on, Triple H, that he wouldn't be around. Like, and the Shield as a whole, other than John Moxley, were garbage, man. Like, CM Punk's dream for the Shield would have been a whole lot better, man. Whether Cassius Ohno was kind of fucking fat or whatever, Cassius Ohno was a much better talent than fucking Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is exactly what's wrong with wrestling today. Although I don't hate him as much. What I miss is the Wyatt. The Wyatt family were amazing. Probably the best product WWE has done since the Ministry of Darkness that they don't even acknowledge. The Ministry was just great. In fact, The Undertaker and The Rock are the ones who got me back into wrestling as a child. As soon as Hulk Hogan, left, and I found out he was in WCW, I didn't know what was going on. When you're real young, you normally don't. And then I started watching WCW, but I quit watching WWF for a long time. And, I loved Bret Hart and so forth. But the biggest thing with me was Hogan. love his Hollywood gimmick. I mean, Hogan, say what you want about his acting, but inside a ring, man, he's captivating. And he can really get people's attention, I feel like. And he's a better heel than most heels I've ever seen, period. Like, the best heel today, man, it's hard to say. But I would say the best heel today in wrestling maybe would be I would have to say probably MJK or whatever the fuck his name is from AEW. I've only seen him a couple times, but he's a damn good heel. I know when Christopher Daniels was, bad influence, which I liked a whole lot better than SCU. I think it's stupid, to be honest, but they couldn't take the property of TNA away. I don't know why AEW or WWE doesn't try to buy TNA from Anthem Sports, because that's just money, man. That's a library. That's possible extra people on your roster. Especially if you got this Khan guy that owns the Jaguars, man. I mean, the Jaguars suck. I don't really like football to begin with, but the Jaguars suck, even I know that. I don't know, my issue with wrestling today is it's gotten too PG and way too political. And all about money. It was about money in the 90s too, because every business is about money. But now it's all about corporate sponsors, crown jewel. You want to get fucking money from the Saudis and all kinds of shit. Like, Vince McMahon has completely corrupted his product. And I'm hoping that Paul Levesque can save that company. Because, WWE and I have had a long history. And I have nothing but respect for Paul Levesque and his wife. And I have respect for Vince McMahon. I just don't have much anymore. I don't have any respect for Shane McMahon. I think he's a douche. I don't have any respect for how they treated CM Punk, though. Like, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, man, phenomenal talent. They could go anywhere and make millions. Anywhere. They don't have to be in WWE. Just like Titus O'Neil doesn't have to be in WWE. And they're not even giving him a spotlight anymore. They're just like, whatever. And these new rosters are even more fucked up than the old ones. I don't know. At some point, hopefully I can have someone on here that, can go back and forth and debate this with me. I used to have it when I was in Tucson. I didn't record it. My friend Jordan Fox in Tucson, Arizona. My friend Chris Davies, at least for now. Chris Davies. I got nothing but love for Chris. But I've kind of had some problems with the people who are also staying at Chris's house with me and his mom, their children. They're just drama, dude, like ridiculous drama. I don't have any problems with anyone here, right? Or at least very minimal problems. I try to stay away from drama. But those people, all they were drama. All they did was get high and have sex and eat. Like, half the time I was the one taking care of the kid, right? And they always, had someone else taking care of the kid. school lawsuit going through I'm waiting for, so I don't want to hinder my own suit by putting it on here. Officially start school tomorrow. I know I've said this multiple times on here, but I don't know, I went through a super depressive stage where I didn't really feel like doing shit ever. I was sick also for almost a year. I'm still kind of feeling sick. So I'm going to this place called Country Doctor. I'm just going to do it next Monday since I don't have school. I don't have schools on Monday. School at all on Monday, which just fucking rocks because I hate Mondays. I always have. I don't know. Like, I look at things today with the wrestling world, and it just pisses me off. Although I have hope now because AEW, and you know there is Impact still, but I mean you're giving Impact's giving championships to people like Brian Cage. The only thing Brian Cage has going for him, period, is he has okay looks. And he's probably taking steroids because he has, like, muscle everywhere. He looks like early Scott Hall when he was roiding all the time, man. So, like, no. Whatever his name is. Like, Sami Callihan and OVE are the fucking shit. I think that they could go anywhere and they could make money. I think that they need to improve their merchandise. You know, like cool-ass shirts. I mean, Gunner. Look at Gunner right now in NXT in the Forgotten Sons. I don't remember his name there, but I know him as Gunner. And James Storm doing big things in NWA, and Nicodalus, or whatever the fuck his name, Magnus, whatever his name is. He's doing things in NWA, and Billy Corgan. Like, it's taken a long time, but I think we're transitioning out of this PG era bullshit, you know? I don't know. I watched early wrestling. You know, I'm 32 right now, and I watched the Attitude Era. And I loved the Attitude Era, and I watched the Ruthless Aggression Era, and I loved the Ruthless Aggression Era. You know, even parts of the PG era have been okay. I don't like this idea that they're making John Cena the greatest champion of all time, or trying to have him replace Ric Flair or some shit. Like, John Cena will never, ever, 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 ever be a Ric Flair. I don't care how many movies he's in. I don't care how much money he makes. He will never be a Ric Flair. I mean, The Rock will never be a Ric Flair. Triple H, closer to Ric Flair, still never would be a Ric Flair. Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen are hidden gems in themselves. His daughter's overrated. His son was fucking terrible in WCW. But Rick himself, I think he might be the greatest of all time. Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe I'm not the one to say this, but like, Ric Flair just makes everyone else look mediocre. I have a lot of respect for a lot of people like Bret Hart. Bret Hart's one of the greatest. Owen, his brother, was one of the greatest. Stone Cold is okay. The Rock is okay. But none of these guys are Ric Flair. None of them could ever compare. Like, you, and Rick's on one of Ric Flair's worst days, he's still better than Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's still better than The Rock. He's still better than Triple H. He's still better than Batista. He's still better than Randy Orton. He's still better. He makes Seth Rollins look sorry. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, whatever you want to call him, has a lot of talent. His problem is he's so fucking arrogant, dude. In and out the ring. His texts, Twitter account. He thinks he's like better than fucking Flip Gordon and all these people that aren't in the WWE, right? But to be honest, if those people were in the WWE, no one would give a shit about a Seth Rollins. Nobody. I mean, the people from New Japan, pretty much all WWE talent that's made a name for themselves in New Japan has ended up in WWE, and that's where they get their talent from, mostly. Like, I mean, now they're recruiting more on the indies for their NXT, but let's be real. Through the years, New Japan Pro Wrestling is the only reason WWE has been in business. Most of their guys have came from New Japan. Brock Lesnar, I believe CM Punk, MVP, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, man. Like, how... If I were them, if I was WWE, New Japan holds some serious cards, man. I would be either trying to partner with them as a company or buy them the fuck out and just have WWE Japan over in Japan. But that's not going to happen. I mean, they don't want to spend that kind of money. They don't even want to buy TNA. And I don't know why. I feel like if you bought more of these companies that you call rivals, you would be more dominant. But at this point, you'd rather shut their doors than buy them out. If the company is doing bad to begin with, or just not doing that great, and they want to sell, and you don't want to buy them, right, then it's ignorance on your fucking part, WWE. Let me have one of your high-up seats. Let me recruit talent, right? You think I don't know talent? Fuck you. I 100% know talent. I would go to indie shows all over this country and outside this country to find talent. And I bet you I could improve your roster right now, which is pretty damn good, by at least 10%. My biggest problem with the WWE as a whole, though, is the McMahons supporting Donald Trump. That's why I like AEW more too. AEW has only had their doors open for a short time. I watched their pay-per-views before that, though. You know, and these guys were the elite, you know, from New Japan. So, like, I mean, I've been introduced to some new people, but I knew who Jimmy Havoc was, and I knew who SCU was, Lucha Brothers. I mean, I watched Lucha Underground before they fell out, which I loved Lucha Underground. I really wish that they would have sold, more merchandise, or they would have had bigger funding, so they would survive, because wrestling in the current environment, man, is just not easy. Even WWE is struggling. They don't want to look like they are, but they clearly are. Like, I think it's funny that, Seth Rollins is calling AEW the minor leagues, because they're the shows that have been continuously sold out. So, maybe WWE is becoming the minor leagues. I mean, they're only outdoing ratings from NXT. Fair enough. But they're not trying to compete with Raw and SmackDown yet. They know that they're not big enough right now to compete with Raw and SmackDown. Not because their product's bad. It's because, they haven't expanded, one, to a second show, and two, they don't have a video game and all this merchandise. You can't just jump into it, ignorance is bliss, and WWE is full of ignorance. Want to give a shout out. Got nothing but love, though, for former ECW owner and advocate of Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. I'm a total Paul Heyman guy. I'm a total CM Punk guy, and I'm a total Brock Lesnar guy. Although his performances went downhill too. He doesn't do cool shit like he used to do. Back early on when he debuted, he'd jump off the ropes and all that shit. He's just gotten lazy with his performances, really. But this is Illuminated Mike, Incorporated Mike out. Thank you for watching if you do.